Mm. Om. Om. स्पृश्यात्। ओम अच्युताय नमः, ओम अनंताय नमः, ओम गोविंदाय नमः। उपस्पृश्यात् आगमार्थं तु देवानां गमनार्थं तु रक्षसां कुर्वे घन्तारवं तत्र देवताह्वानलाञ्छनं कण्ठस्थिताय गरुडाय नमः। शुभं करोति कल्याणं आयुरारोग्यसम्पदा शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय। दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपमहादेवे नमो नमः। हस्ते पुष्पं गृहीत्वा श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये प्राणनायम्य। ओम भूः ओम भुवः ओम स्वः ओम महः ओम जनः ओम तपः ओम सत्यं। ओम तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। आपो ज्योतिरस्वमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्वरों तदेव लक्षणं सुदिनं तदेव ताराबलं चंद्रबलं तदेव विद्याबलं दयाबलं तदेव लक्ष्मीपते गौरीपते त्यङ्घ्रिगं स्मरामि। शुभे शोभने मुहूर्त्याद्य ब्रह्मणः द्वितीय परार्धे श्वेतवराहकल्पे सप्तमे वैवस्वत्मन्वन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे कलियुगे कलिप्रथम चरणे भूर्लोकान्तर्गतोत्तरमेरिकाखण्डे क्यानडा देशे एजाक्स नगरे संकटमोचन श्री हनुमान मंदिरे शुभे दिन शोभने मुहूर्ते येषां यजमानानां। प्लीज टेक योर नेम्स इन योर माइंड्स एवरीवन। येषां यजमानानां सकुटुम्बस्थानां क्षेमस्थैर्यधैर्यवीर्यविजय आयुरारोग्यम् ऐश्वर्याभिवृद्ध्यर्थं समस्तमङ्गलावाप्त्यर्थं समस्तदुरितोपशान्त्यर्थं चिन्तितमनोरथवाप्त्यर्थं सर्वाभीष्टसिद्ध्यर्थं सर्वारिष्टशान्त्यर्थं श्री सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत श्रीरामचंद्र प्रीत्यर्थं श्रीरामदूत वीर हनुमत प्रीत्यर्थं धर्मार्थ काम मोक्षं चतुर्विध पुरुषार्थ सिद्ध्यर्थं अद्य अहं महागणपति पूजनम श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती पूजनम श्री सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत श्री रामचंद्र पूजनम वीर हनुमत पूजनम श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र पूजनम श्री सांब सदाशिवलिंगाभिषेकाराधनं च अहं करिष्ये इति संकल्प्य उपस्पृश्यात् श्री गणेश ध्यान। We meditate in Ganesh Ji. Om Ganana Tva Ganapatikum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashinvannoti Bhisidha Sadhanam. Om Shriman Mahaganadhipataye Namaha Dhyayami Avahayami पुष्पासनं च समर्पयामि पादयोः पाद्यं समर्पयामि अर्घ्यमाचमनीयं शरीरे स्नानं च समर्पयामि सकलाराधनैः सुवर्चितम् अर्चना। ओम सुमुखाय नमः ओम एकदन्ताय नमः ओम कपिलाय नमः ओम गजकर्णकाय नमः ओम लंबोदराय नमः ओम विकटाय नमः ओम विनायकाय नमः ओम धूम्रकेतवे नमः ओम गणाध्यक्षाय नमः ओम फालचंद्राय नमः ओम गजाननाय नमः ओम वक्रतुंडाय नमः ओम हेरंभाय नमः ओम स्कंदपूर्वजाय नमः। धूपदीप नैवेद्यं धूपमाघ्रापयामि धूपानन्तरमिदमाचमनीयं समर्पयामि। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्पष्टवागं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्र वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ओम शांति शांति शांति। महागणाधिपते नमः। दिव्यमंगलदीपं दर्शयामि नैवेद्यम्। ओम नाभ्यासीरंतरिक्षं शुष्णोऽध्यौ समर्तता पद्भ्यां पुंसुश्रोत्रात् तथा लोकागमकल्पयन्। श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमः। सर्वं महानिवेद्यं समर्पयामि। इलालवंगकर्पूरताम्बूलानि च समर्पयामि। समस्तोपचारान् समर्पयामि। श्रीगणेश प्रार्थना। Let us pray to Ganesh ji, seeking his blessings. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dante Prachodayat Mushika Vahana Modaka Haste Chamar Karna Vilambita Sutra Vamana Rupa Maheshwara Putra Vighna Vinayak Pada Namaste Gajaranam Bhutaganadhisevitam Kapita Jambho Phalasar Bhakshitam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwar Pada Pankajam. Shriman Mahaganadhipate Namaha. Prarthana Puraka Namaskaran Samarpayami. Shri Ganesha Pancharatna Stotram. Om Mudakarat Modakam Sada Vimukti Sadhakam Kaladharavatam Sakam Vilasirokadakshakam Anayakaikanayakam Vinashite Bhadatyakam Natashubhashunashakam Namamitam Vinayakam Nate tarati bhikaram navodhitarka bhaswaram namatsurari nirjaram natadhikapadudharam Sureshwaram nidhishwaram gajeshwaram ganeshwaram Maheshwaram tamashraye paratvaram nirantaram Samastaloka Shankaram Nirasta Daitya Kunjaram Dare Darodaram Param Vare Bhavatramaksharam Krupakaram Shamakaram Mudakaram Yashaskaram Manaskaram Namaskritam Namaskaromi Bhaswaram Akinchanarthamarjanam Chirantanopi Bhajanam Purari Purvanandanam Surari Garvacharvanam Prapanchanasha Bhishanam Dhananjayadibhushanam Kapoladhanavaranam Bhaje Puranavaranam Nitanta Kanta Danta Kanti Manta Kanta Katmajam Achintya Rupa Mantahina Mantaraya Krintanam Nirantare Nirantaram Vasantameva Yoginam Tamekadantameva Tam Vichintayami Santatam Mahaganesha Pancharatna Madharena Yonvaham Prajalpati Prabhatike Hridi Smaran Ganeshwaram Arogitam Doshatam Susahitim Suputratam समाहितायुरष्टभूतिमभ्युपैति सोचिरात् श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमः। वेदोक्तमन्त्रपुष्पाञ्जलिं समर्पयामि। बोलिए गणेश भगवान की जय। श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती पूजन। नेक्स्ट पूजा तो माता जी। जगदम्बायै नमो नमः। पुष्पं गृहीत्वा अथ ध्यानं दुर्गा देवी नमः। ॐ विद्युद्दाम समप्रभा मृगपतिस्कन्धस्थिता भीषणा कन्याभिकरवालकेतविलसद्धस्ता विरासेवितां हस्ते चक्रगदे शिखेतविशिखां चापं गुणं तर्जनीं बिभ्राणामललात्मिकां शशिधरां दुर्गां त्रिनेत्रां भजे। जगदम्बा दुर्गा देवी नमः। ध्यायामि आवाहयामि आसनं च समर्पयामि। महालक्ष्म्यै नमः। ॐ हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः। महालक्ष्म्यै नमः। ध्यायामि आवाहयामि पुष्पासनं च समर्पयामि। महावाण्यै नमो नमः। ॐ मेधा देवी जुषमाणा नागा दुष्वाची भद्रा सुमनस्यमाना महासरस्वत्यै नमः। ध्यायामि आवाहयामि आसनं च समर्पयामि। अथ पाद्यम् ॐ जातवेदसे सुनवाम सोममराति यतो निरहाति वेदः सनः परशरति दुर्गानि विश्वा नावेव सिन्धुं दुरितात्यग्निः तामग्निवर्णां तपसा ज्वलन्तीं वैरोचनीं कर्मफलेषु जुष्टां दुर्गां देवीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। सुतरसे तरसे नमः। अग्ने तुम पारयानव्यो अस्मान् स्वस्तिभिरति दुर्गानि विश्वा। जगदम्बायै नमो नमः। अर्चना। ॐ दुर्गायै नमः। ॐ माहेश्वर्यै नमः। ॐ शिवप्रियायै नमः। ॐ मन्दारवासिन्यै नमः। ॐ अर्कायै नमो नमः। ॐ गिरिसुतायै नमो नमः। ॐ धात्र्यै नमः। ॐ इच्छाशक्त्यै नमः। ॐ क्रियाशक्त्यै नमः। ॐ ज्ञानशक्त्यै नमो नमः। नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि। ॐ महालक्ष्म्यै नमः। ॐ महादेव्यै नमः। ॐ विष्णुपत्न्यै नमः। ॐ धनप्रदान्यै नमो नमः। ॐ कमलवासिन्यै नमः। ॐ चतुर्भुजायै नमो नमः। नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि। ॐ महावाण्यै नमो नमः। ॐ महासरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ वाग्देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ वीराधारिण्यै नमः। ॐ चतुराननवल्लभायै नमः। ॐ ज्ञानप्रदायै नमो नमः। ॐ श्रीप्रदान्यै नमो नमः। नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि। श्रीदुर्गालक्ष्मी सरस्वतीभ्यो नमः। धूपदीपनैवेद्यम्। ॐ सनः परशरति दुर्गानि विश्वाक्षामध्येवोति दुरितात्यग्निः प्रत्नोषि गमीट्यो अध्वरेषु सनच्च होतानव्यस्य सत्से स्वाञ्चाग्ने तनुवं पिप्रस्वास्मभ्यञ्च सौभगमायजस्व गोभिर्जुष्टमयुजो निषिक्तं तवेन्द्रविष्णो रनुसञ्चरेमानाकस्य पृष्ठमपि सम्वसानो वैष्णवीं लोकयमादयन्ताम्। ॐ कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ दुर्गायै नमः। ॐ महालक्ष्म्यै नमः। ॐ महासरस्वत्यै नमो नमः। धूपमाघ्रापयामि दीपं दर्शयामि सर्वरक्षान् धारयामि नैवेद्यम् ॐ अन्नपूर्णे सदा पूर्णे शंकर प्राणवल्लभे ज्ञानवैराग्य सिद्ध्यर्थं भिक्षां देहि च पार्वतीं दुर्गादेव्यै नमः महालक्ष्म्यै नमः महासरस्वत्यै नमः सर्वमहानैवेद्यं समर्पयामि महादेवी नमो नमः सकलाराधनैः सुवर्चितं जगदम्बिकायै नमो नमः ओम दुर्गा देवी प्रार्थना कुंजिका स्तोत्रम सीखिंग द ब्लेसिंग्स ऑफ माता जी ओम अथ सिद्ध कुंजिका स्तोत्रम शिव उवाच
शृणु देवी प्रवक्ष्यामि कुंजिका स्तोत्रमुत्तमं येन मन्त्रप्रभावेन चण्डीजाप शुभो भवेत्
न कवचं नार्गला स्तोत्रम कीलकं न रहस्यकं
न सूक्तं नापि ध्यानं च न न्यासो न च वार्चनं कुंजिका पाठमात्रेण दुर्गा पाठफलं लभेत् अतिगुह्यतरं देवी देवानामपि दुर्लभं गोपनीयं प्रयत्नेन
स्वयोनिरेव पार्वती
मारणं मोहनं वश्यं सम्भनोच्चादनाधिकं पातमात्रेण संसिद्ध्येत कुंजिका स्तोत्रमुत्तमम् अथ मन्त्रः ॐ ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विच्चे
ॐ ग्लौं
हूं क्लीं जुं सः
ज्वालय ज्वालय ज्वल ज्वल
प्रज्वल प्रज्वल ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विच्चे ज्वालहं सं लं क्षं फट् स्वाहा इति मन्त्रः नमस्ते रुद्ररूपिण्यै नमस्ते मधुमर्दिनि नमः कैटभहारिण्यै नमस्ते महिषार्दिनि नमस्ते शुम्भहन्त्रै च निशुम्भासुरघातिनि जागृतं हि महादेवी जपं सिद्धं कुरुष्व मे ऐंकारी सृष्टिरूपायै ह्रींकारी प्रतिपालिका क्लींकारी कामरूपिण्यै बीजरूपे नमोऽस्तु ते चामुण्डा चण्डघाती च यैकारी वरदायिनी विच्चे चाभयदा नित्यं नमस्ते मन्त्ररूपिणी धाम धीं धूम दुर्जते पत्नीं वां क्लीं फूं वागरीश्वरी क्रां क्रीं क्रूं कालिका देवी शां शिं शुं मे शुभं कुरु हुं हुं हुंकाररूपिण्यै जं 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 जम्बनादिनी ब्रां ब्रीं भ्रूं भैरवी भद्रे भवान्यै ते नमो नमः अं खं चं तं दं पं यं शं विं दुं ऐं विं हं क्षं दिजागृं त्रोते त्रोते दीप्तं कुरु कुरु स्वाहा पां बीं पुं पार्वती पूर्णा खां खीं खुं खेचरी तथा सां जिं जुं सप्तशती दिव्य मन्त्रसिद्धिं कुरुष्व मे इदं तु कुंजिका स्तोत्रं मन्त्रजागार्ति हेतवे अभक्तेनैव दातव्यं गोपितं रक्ष पार्वती यस्तु कुंजिकया देवी हीनां सप्तशतीं पठेत् न तस्य जायते सिद्धिररण्ये रोदनं यथा इति श्रीरुद्रयामले गौरीतन्त्रे शिवपार्वती संवादे कुंजिका स्तोत्रं सम्पूर्णम् ओम शांति 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 जयकारा शेरवालिदा बोल साचे दरबार की जय। श्री रामचंद्र पूजनम विदु पूजा तो भगवान श्री राम हनुमान जी as well as Radha Krishna Bhagwan together. अस्ते पुष्पं गृहीत्वा श्रीरामचन्द्रमूर्तये नमः
ॐ नीलाम्भुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथं। श्री सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत श्री रामचंद्राय नमः। श्री हनुमते नमः। ध्यायामि आवाहयामि पुष्पासनं च समर्पयामि। वीर हनुमध्यानं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथ कीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं। श्री हनुमते नमः। ध्यायामि आवाहयामि आसनं च समर्पयामि। रामदूताय नमः। पंचमुखी हनुमते नमः। श्री राम परिवाराय नमो नमः। राधा कृष्णाभ्यां नमः। कृष्ण त्वदीय पदपङ्कज पञ्जरान्ते अद्यैव मे विशतु मानसराजहंसः। प्राणप्रयाण समये कपवत पित्तैः कंठावरोधन विद्धौ स्मरण कुतस्ते। श्री राधा कृष्णाभ्यां नमः। ध्यान आवाहनमासनं समर्पयामि। श्री वेंकटेशाय नमः। ओम कौसल्या सुप्रजा रामपूर्वा संध्या प्रवर्तते उत्तिष्ठ नरशार्दूल कर्तव्यं दैवमाह्निकम्। उत्तिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ गोविन्द उत्तिष्ठ गरुडध्वज उत्तिष्ठ कमलाकान्ता त्रैलोक्यं मङ्गलं कुरु त्रैलोक्यं मङ्गलं कुरु त्रैलोक्यं मङ्गलं कुरु। श्री वेंकटेशाय नमः। बालकृष्णाय नमः। सत्यनारायणाय नमो नमः। श्री चक्रदेव्यै नमो नमः। अथ पाद्यम्। ॐ सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्ष सहस्रपात् स भूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठत् दशाङ्गुलं। पुरुष एवेदं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यं भूतामृतत्वशेषानः यदन्येनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमा अतो जायागिश्च पूरुषः। पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यान्वितं दिवि त्रिपादोर्ध्वौ दैपुरुषः। पादोऽस्येह भवात् पुनः अर्चना। ओम रामाय नमः। ओम रघुनाथाय नमः। ओम नाथाय नमः। ओम सीतापतये नमः। ओम परब्रह्मणे नमः। ओम दशरथनंदनाय नमः। ओम ईश्वराय नमः। ओम महाविष्णवे नमः। श्री रामचंद्रमूर्तये नमो नमः। ओम सीतादेवी नमः। ओम श्री शेषनागाय नमः। श्री बालरामचंद्राय नमः। श्री हनुमते नमः। नानाविध परिमलपत्र पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि। ओम हं हनुमते नमः। ओम रामदूताय नमः। ओम राम भक्ताय नमः। ओम आंजनेयाय नमः। ओम महाबलपराक्रमाय नमः। ओम वीरवीराय नमः। ओम अतिवीराय नमः। ओम महावीराय नमो नमः। ओम पंचमुखी हनुमते नमः। श्री हरवरस्त्राय नमः। रामचंद्र परिवाराय नमः। ओम कृष्णाय नमः। ओम कमलनाथाय नमः। ओम वासुदेवाय नमः। ओम श्रीधराय नमो नमः। ओम दामोदराय नमः। ओम ऋषिकेशाय नमः। ओम पद्मनाभाय नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। ओम राधा देवी नमो नमः। नानाविध परिमल पत्र पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि। वेंकटेशाय नमो नमः। बालकृष्णाय नमः। महाविष्णवे नमः। श्री चक्रराजराजेश्वर्यै नमो नमः। नानाविध परिमल पत्र पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि। धूपदीप नैवेद्यम्। ओम ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यकृतः ऊरु तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागं शूद्रो अजायत। श्री सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत श्री रामचंद्राय नमः। श्री हनुमते नमः। श्री राधा कृष्णाभ्यां नमः। सर्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो नमः। सुगन्धधूपमाघ्रापयामि। धूपानन्तरमिरमाच्मन्यं समर्पयामि। ओम रामचंद्रमूर्ते नमः। ओम चंद्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षो सूर्यो अजायथ मुखारिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद् वायुरजायत। श्री सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत रामचंद्राय नमः। हनुमते नमः। राधा कृष्णाभ्यां नमो नमः। सर्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो नमः। दिव्यमंगलदीपं दर्शयामि। दीपानन्तरमिरमाच्मनीयं समर्पयामि। सर्वरक्षान् धारयामि। नैवेद्यम् ॐ मधुवातारतायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः। माध्वीर्न सन्तोषधीः। मधुनक्तमुतोषसि मधुमत्पार्थिवगम्रजः। मधुध्यौरस्तु नः पिता मधुमानो वनस्पतिर्मधुमागम् अस्तु सूर्यः। माध्वीर्गावो भवन्तु नः। मधु 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 सर्वमहानैवेद्यं समर्पयामि। सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत रामचंद्राय नमः। We'll sing Hanuman Chalisa together. प्रार्थना है यही मेरी हनुमान जी। प्रार्थना है यही मेरी हनुमान जी. It's a beautiful prayer conducted by a great Mahapurush who passed away a few years ago. And we are asking Hanuman ji, this is our humble request that only you can allow us, or you can make it possible for us to see Shri Ram with our eyes. That's our desire, to see Prabhu Shri Ram with our human eyes. Only Hanuman ji can make it possible. प्रार्थना है यही मेरी हनुमान जी. प्रार्थना है यही मेरी हनुमान जी. मेरे सिर पे भी अब हाथ धर दीजिए. We ask of him to place his hands, his lotus-like hands, on our heads. प्रार्थना है यही मेरी हनुमान जी. मेरे सिर पे भी अब हाथ धर दीजिए. राम सीता का दर्शन करा के मुझे. राम सीता का दर्शन करा के मुझे. मेरे सपने को साकार कर दीजिए. मेरे सपने को साकार कर दीजिए. श्री सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत रामचंद्राय नमः. श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारे. बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसु जोदायक फल चार। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर।
रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन
सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज
जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन।
विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सास बदन तुमरो यश गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित ईसा। यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र लोचन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मिली मुख माही जल्दी लांघि गए अचरज नाई। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगमय अनुग्रह तुम्हारे पेते।
राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत्य न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख रहे तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा, है परसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाए, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त काए। और देवता चित ना धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंद महासुख होई। जो यह पर हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि सा की गौरी सा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महदेरा। की जयनाथ हृदय महदेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, मेरे प्रभु रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय।
बोलिए पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सांब सदा शिवाय नमः। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। तस्मात् कारुण्य भावेन रक्ष रक्ष हनुमत। रक्ष रक्ष श्रीरामचंद्र, रक्ष रक्ष राधा कृष्णभ्यां नमः। ओम यो वेद तस्य प्रकृतिलीनस्य यः परस्य महेश्वर सदा शिवो। अथ शिवपूजनम्। नमः शिवाय देवाय सच्चिदानन्दमूर्तये। नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय योगिनां गुरवे नमः। योगिनां gurave namaha. We touch the limbs of our body. You can follow as we transfer our bodies into a mandir for Bhagwan Shiva before we commence the Abhishek. Start first by placing your right hand on top of your head. ओम अस्य श्री रुद्राध्याय प्रश्न महामंत्रस्य अघोर ऋषिः अनुष्टुप् छन्दः संकर्षण मूर्ति स्वरूपो यो सावादित्य परम पुरुषस्य एष रुद्रो देवता ओम नमः शिवाय इति बीजं शिवतराय इति शक्तिः महादेवाय इति कीलकं श्री सांब सदाशिव प्रसार सिद्ध्यर्थे जपे विनियोगः ओम अग्निहोत्रात्मने अंगुष्ठाभ्यां नमः ओम दर्शपूर्णमासात्मने तर्जनीभ्यां नमः ओम चातुर्मास्यात्मने मध्यमाभ्यां नमः ओम निरूरबन्धुमन्दात्मने अनामिकाभ्यां नमः ओम ज्योतिष्ठोमात्मने कर्णिकाभ्यां नमः ओम सर्वकृत्वात्मने करतलकरपृष्ठाभ्यां नमः ओम अग्निहोत्रात्मने हृदयाय नमः ओम दर्शपूर्णमासात्मने शिरसे स्वाहा ओम चातुर्मास्यात्मने शिखायै वशत् ओम निरूपशुबन्धात्मने कवचाय ओम ज्योतिष्ठोमात्मने नेत्रत्रयाय वौषत् ओम सर्वकृत्वात्मने अस्त्राय फट् भूर्भुवः स्वरोमिति दिग्बन्धः ध्यान ओम आपातालनभस्थलान्थभुवन ब्रह्माण्डमाविस्फुरत् ज्योतिष्पातिकलिङ्गमौलिविलसत्पूर्णेन्दुवान्तामृतैः अस्तोकापृतमेकमीशमनिशं रुद्रानुवाकाञ्चपन् ध्यायेत् दीप्सितसिद्धये ध्रुवपरं विप्रोऽभिषिञ्चेच्छिवम् ब्रह्माण्डव्याप्तदेहा भसितहिमरुचा भासमाना भुजङ्गैः कण्ठे कालाकपर्दा कलितशशिकलाश्चण्डको दण्डहस्ताः त्रक्षा रुद्राक्षमाला प्रकथितविभवा शाम्भवा मूर्तिभेदाः रुद्रा श्रीरुद्रसूक्त प्रकथितविभवा नः प्रयच्छन्तु सौख्यम् ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनापमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत न शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमः ओम शंच मे मयश्च मे प्रियंच मे नुकामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्रं च मे श्रेयश्च मे वशश्च मे यशश्च मे भगश्च मे द्रविणञ्च मे यन्ता च मे धर्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे विश्वञ्च मे संविच्च मे ज्ञात्रं च मे सोश्च मे प्रसोश्च मे सीरञ्च मे लयश्च मृतञ्च मे अमृतञ्च मे यक्ष्मञ्च मे नामयच्च मे जीवातुश्च मे दीर्घायुत्वञ्च मे नमित्रञ्च मे भयञ्च मे सुगंच मे शयनंच मे सुशाच मे सुरिनंच मे ओम शांति 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 प्लीज कम फॉर अभिषेक एवरीवन नमो भगवते रुद्राय ओम नमस्ते रुद्रमण्यवतोते शवे नमः नमस्ते स्तुधन्वने बाहुभ्यामुत ते नमः या तैषु शिवतमा शुम्भभूवते धनुः शिवा शरव्या या तवतया नो रुद्रमृडया या ते रुद्रशिवा तनूरघोरा पापकाशिनी तया नस्तनुवा शन्तमया गिरिशन्ता भिचाकशीः यामिषं गिरिशन्तहस्ते बिभर्षस्तवे शिवाङ्गिरित्रतां कुरु माहिगं शिवपुरुषं जगत् शिवेन वत्सा त्वा गिरिशाच्छावदामसि यथा न सर्वमिज्जगतेक्ष्मगं सुमना असत् अध्यवोचरनिवक्ता प्रथमो दैव्याभिषक् अहीगिश्च सर्वान् जम्भयन् सर्वाश्च यातु धान्यः असौ यस्ताम्रो अर्णौतबभ्रुसुमङ्गलः ये चेमागं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षुश्चता सहस्रशो वैशाखं हेडयीमहे असौ यो सर्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उतैनं गोपादृशनर्षनर्हार्यः उतैनं विश्वाभूतानि सदृष्टो मृदयातिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीडुषे अथो यस्य सत्त्वानोऽहं तेभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुञ्च धन्वनस्त्वमुभयोराग्नियोर्जां याश्च ते हस्तैषवः पराता भगवो वप अवतत्य धनुस्त्वगं सहस्राक्षसते शिधे ऋषीलशल्याणां मुखा शिवो न सुमना वे चन्दनो कपर्दनो विशल्यो वाणवागं मुता अनेसनस्येषवा आभरस्य निषङ्गतिः या ते हेतिर्मीरुष्टमहस्ते बभूवते ननुः तयास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुजा नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधाय अनातताय दृष्णवे उभाभ्यां तते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव धन्मने परिते धन्मनो हेतिरस्मान् वृणक्तु विश्वतः अथो ईशिधिस्तवार्यस्मन्निधे हितं ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ओम हर हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। We'll sing Lingastakam together. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Brahma Murari Surarchit Lingam Nirmal Bhashit Shobhit Lingam Janam Jadukha Vinashana Lingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Deva Muni Pravararchit Lingam Kamadaham Karunakaranalingam Ravana Darpa Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Sarva Sugandhi Sulepit Lingam Buddhi Vivardana Karana Lingam Siddhya Surasuravan Vandit Lingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Kanaka Mahamani Bhushit Lingam Panipati Veshtit Shobhit Lingam Daksha Suyagya Vinashana Lingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Kumkuma Chandana Lepit Lingam Pankajahara Sushobhit Lingam Sanchit Papa Vinashana Lingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah
शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय
देवगणार्चित सेवितलिंगम
पावन भक्ति विरेकलिंगम दिनकरकोटि प्रभाकरलिंगम तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम ओम नमः शिवाय 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 अष्टदलोपरिवेष्टितलिंगम सर्वसमुद्भवकारणलिंगम अष्टदरिद्र विनाशनलिंगम तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम ओम नमः शिवाय 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 सुर गुरु सुरवर पूजितलिंगम सुरवर पुष्प सदार्चितलिंगम परात्परं परमात्मकलिंगम तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम ओम नमः शिवाय 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 ओम नमः शिवाय
लिंगाष्टकमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् शिवसन्निधौ
शिवलोकमवाप्नोति शिवेन सह मोदते
हर हर नमः पार्वती पतये
हर हर महादेव जय बोला बंदारी शिवहर जय बोला बंदारी जय बोला बंदारी शिवहर जय बोला बंदारी जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर सब जग के हितकारी जय बोला बंदारी शिव हर जय बोला बंदारी इस दिन तेरे ध्यान करे हम सिमरे मंत्र तिहारा हे शिव शंकर मंत्र दगाओ होए गत उजियारा नमामि शंकर नमामि शंकर
नमामि शंकर नमामि शंकर
कृपा करो त्रिपुरारी जय बोला जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर सब जग के हितकारी जय बोला बंदारी शिव हर जय बोला बंदारी शंखनाद से शब जगकारा स्वर संगीत बहाया युग युग से सृष्टि नाथ ऐसे रमेरु बजाया तेरी यार बुला के जग में तेरी यार बुला के जग में दुख पावे संसारी जय बोला बंदारी शिव हर जय बोला बंदारी जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर सब जग के हितकारी जय बोला बंदारी शिव हर जय बोला बंदारी तीन ताप हरण कर लेत ये त्रिशूल तिहारा तेरे नाम जपे से जग में मिलता मुक्ति द्वारा महादेव पर ब्रह्म विदाता महादेव पर ब्रह्म विदाता आई शरण तिहारी जय बोला बंदारी शिव हर जय बोला बंदारी जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर सब जग के हितकारी जय बोला बंदारी शिव हर जय बोला बंदारी जय बोला बंदारी शिव हर जय बोला बंदारी
Om Namah Shivaya. We offer prasad at this time. Those of prasad, please bring your prasad to be offered, and we'll continue with bhajans next.
जय जय माँ 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 मेरे मन के अंध तमस में ज्योतिर्मय उतरो मेरे मन के अंधतमस में, ज्योतिर्मय उतरो। जय जय माँ, 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 जय जय माँ। कहाँ यहाँ देवों का नंदन, मलयाचल का अभिनव चंदन। कहाँ यहाँ देवों का नंदन, मलयाचल का अभिनव चंदन। मेरे उड़ के उजरे मन में करुणामय विचरो, मेरे मन के अंधतमस में ज्योतिर्मय उतरो। मेरे मन के अंधतमस में ज्योतिर्मय उतरो। जय जय माँ, 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 जय जय माँ। नहीं कहीं कुछ मुझ में सुंदर, काजल सा काला ये अंतर। नहीं कहीं कुछ मुझ में सुंदर, काजल सा काला ये अंतर। प्राणों के गहरे केवल में ममतामय उतरो, मेरे मन के अंधतमस में ज्योतिर्मय उतरो। मेरे मन के अंधतमस में ज्योतिर्मय उतरो। जय जय माँ, 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 जय जय माँ।
गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। Siddhi Sadana Gachavadana Vinayaka Siddhi Sadana Gachavadana Vinayaka Kripa Sindhu Dada Sabalayaka Kripa Sindhu Dada Sabalayaka Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana Modaka Priya Muda Mangala Data Modaka Priya Muda Mangala Data Vidya Varidi Buddhi Vidata Vidya Varidi Buddhi Vidata Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana Mangata Tulasi Dasa Kada Jore Mangata Tulasi Dasa Kada Jore Basahi Ramasya Manasa More Basahi Ramasya Manasa More Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana Shankada Suvana Bhavani Nandana Shankada Suvana Bhavani Nandana Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana Jagavandana Jagavandana
Jagadambe, Jai Jagadambe Ma, Jagadambe, Jai Jagadambe Ma, Jagadambe, Jai Jagadambe Ma, Gauravushali Vaibhavashali Tujhko karu pranam Jagadambe Jai Jagadambe Ma Jagadambe Jai Jagadambe Ma मुझे बचाते तेरा उससे बड़ा हस्त जो तेरे तेरे मंदिर आते जाते बात हंसे ना मेरी जय माँ जय माँ जय मुझे बचाते तेरा उससे बड़ा
मस्त जो तेरे मंदिर आते जाते बात से न मेरे। तूने बात सदा बनाई मेरे बिगड़े काम। जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। तेरे महिमा मैं क्या गाऊं सारी दुनिया जाने। उसको विपदा कभी न देने जो कोई तुझको माने। जय माँ जय माँ जय माँ। तेरे महिमा मैं क्या गाऊं सारी दुनिया जाने। उसको विपदा कभी न देने जो कोई तुझको माने। तेरे दो चरणों में देते मैंने चारों धाम। जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। गौरवशाली वैभवशाली तुझको करूं प्रणाम। जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ।
ओम श्री श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। We contemplate Bhagavan Sri Ram, seeking his blessing this morning. Please join with me as we sing his glories. Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पक्रमासने मण्डले वीरासने संस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वमुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतम् रामं भजे श्यामलम्। ओ मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीराम जय जय राम। 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 श्री सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत श्री रामचंद्राय नमः। श्री हनुमते नमः। राम राम। We continue our discussion from Ayodhya Khan, where Vishwamitra Muni came and he asked Dasharath ji to send Lakshman ji and Prabhu Shri Ram with him to fight against the Rakshas. So we've been studying this prasanga, this episode, for a few weeks. So last week, finally, in our discussion, finally Dasharathji decided, he gave in. I must send Lakshmanji, my dear son Lakshman, and Sri Ram, who is close to my heart. It's hard for me to part with them, but I must send them with Vishwamitra Muni. In life, we all have a role to play. We all have our little part to play in creation. You may be a parent, a mother, father, brother, sister, a member of society. But we all have our little role to play. And Bhagavan chooses us, especially to be involved in noble things, like coming to satsang, being involved in mandir, serving Bhagavan, doing seva. I always say, and it's a proven fact, look how many people Bhagavan could have called to serve, to be involved in puja and satsang. Look how many people. But he chose you and I. Isn't that enough assurance to know that we have a special spot in Bhagavan's heart? He cares for us. He could have called on so many other bhaktas, but he gave us this opportunity. So we're thankful for that. We're thankful for the opportunity to be involved in satsang, to be a part of Bhagavan's Leela. So Vishwamitra Muni had to play a little part in the Leela of Bhagavan. He had to come, first and foremost, his yajna had to be disrupted by these Rakshas. Bahana banakar Dasharath ji ke paas aaye. He uses as an excuse to get Sri Rama Lakshman ji to go with him. His part, he had to remember Bhagavan is the source of all knowledge. But later on, our Katha will reveal this morning, he had to give Sri Rama a special kind of knowledge. He's just playing this role. But Bhagavan sab kuch jante hai. He knows everything. But again, Vishwamitra Muni just playing this little role as a sadhu. And our Katha commences this morning as Raja Dasharath ji gave in. Tulsidas ji writes in this Toha, in this Chaupai rather, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram
Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
चले जात मुनि दीन दिखाई, चले जात मुनि दीन दिखाई, सुनी ताड़का क्रोध करि धाई, सुनी ताड़का क्रोध करि धाई, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम
जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम.
एक ही बान प्राण हरि लीन्ही, एक ही बान प्राण हरि लीन्ही, दीन जानी तेहि निज पद दीन्ही, दीन जानी तेहि निज पद दीन्ही, श्री राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय
जय रामा, श्री राम जय जय रामा.
चले जात मुनि दीन दिखाई. As Shri Ram ji, they were following Vishwamitra Muni. Prabhu Shri Ram आगे चल रहे थे, was leading. Then Lakshman ji following him. As soon as they came to the ashram of Vishwamitra Muni, he pointed out, चले जात मुनि दीन दिखाई, सुनी ताड़क क्रोध अति धारी. He pointed out Tadaka, one of the powerful rakshas that would come and pour blood, would pour meat and disrupt his yajna. He pointed out Tadaka to Prabhu Shri Ram. Then ek hi barn pran harilini, with just one arrow, Prabhu took place one arrow on his bow and let go of it. and destroy Taraka immediately. Deen jani tehi nija padadini, and recognizing Taraka to be pitiable. Bhagwan give Taraka moksha. In other words, he placed Taraka in his own realm. So compassionate is Sri Ram. So the first Rakshas was destroyed. Now, as I said earlier, this Chaupai, sometimes when we read it, we say, why did Vishwamitra Muni have to give Prabhu Sri Ram Gyan? Bhagavan knows everything. But again, he's just acting the role. Let us first sing the Chaupai, then we will look at the meaning and try to understand why he took him to his ashram and why he had to impart to Prabhu this special knowledge. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
तब ऋषि निज नाथ ही जिय चीन्ही. तब ऋषि निज नाथ ही जिय चीन्ही. विद्या दीन्ही कहो विद्या दीन्ही. श्री राम जय जय राम. श्री
राम जय जय राम.
श्री राम जय जय राम.
Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama.
जाते लागन क्षुधा पिपासा. जाते लागन क्षुधा पिपासा. अतुलित बल तनु तेज प्रकाशा. श्री राम जय जय राम.
Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama.
श्री राम जय जय राम.
Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama.
तब ऋषि निज नाथ ही जिय चीन्ही. विद्या दीन्ही कहु विद्या दीन्ही. Although Vishwamitra Muni recognized Prabhu Sri Ram as Ishvara, the master of the universe, Vidya Dinhi Kahu Vidya Dinhi, a very powerful statement from Tulsidas Ji. He imparted to him knowledge. When we look at this statement here, it's a reminder to all of us. It doesn't matter how much you know, how knowledgeable you may be, how famous you may be, there is always someone who knows more than you. Doesn't matter how talented you may be, how many degrees you may have behind your name. You may think you're a master of Sanskrit, Hindi, all these languages, you know the Shastra and everything. And there'll be a little sadhu, nange pav se chalte hai, and he will ask you a question and you can't answer him. A little child may come and ask you a question sometimes and you can't answer. So we must be prepared to learn from everyone. We can learn from children, we can learn from subordinates, we can learn from our seniors and people who know more than us. The subtle meaning is here is always have an inquisitive mind to learn. Ask questions. The goal of this spiritual path is to remove all doubt, to receive Atma Gyan. Having received this knowledge, Atma Gyan, there is nothing else more to be known. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate. It's difficult to explain these mantras from the Upanishad. You take out the whole from the whole remains. You are Purna and complete already, but we do not know who we are. Only this knowledge will transform us, and we can gain it from anyone. There are so many examples in the scripture where rishis, saints and sages, went to ordinary people. When I say ordinary people, who the masses will look at as an ordinary person, where the sadhus went and approached and gained knowledge. There's a story in the Upanishads where a sadhu was advised to go and gain knowledge from a butcher. Think of that for a moment. A butcher, and we know the job of a butcher. And this sadhu was advised to go to this butcher and gain knowledge. But again, the butcher acting the role. So we see people and we judge them sometimes. This is that, the other person is that. It's not up to my par. It's below me and all of these things. You never know. Kya jaanne kis vesh mein Bhagwan mil jayenge. You never know which form you meet Bhagwan in Pyare. So always be prepared to learn. Have an inquiring mind. Although Bhagwan is the source of all knowledge and he knew everything, Vishwamitra Muni took this opportunity to give him knowledge. And what kind of knowledge? Jate lagana chudha pipasa. That knowledge where he would have control over hunger and thirst. Chudha pipasa. Imagine if you have that knowledge. All of us will want to be thin and muscular and everything. But the going thing today is all of us would like to lose some weight. Isn't that the most important thing we talk about? So he taught him why he gave him this knowledge to have control of Kshudha, Pipasa, hunger and thirst, because he knew that there will come a time when Sri Ram will have to live in the forest, acting the role of a human being, to live 14 years in the forest, away from all civilization. How would Bhagwan survive? So he had to give him this knowledge. Atulita ballatan teja prakasa, and endow him with unparalleled strength, atulita bal, and teja prakasa, and strength of body and of radiance and vigor. This kind of knowledge that would transform a human being from an ordinary person. The aura of this person becomes so strong by just being in the presence of the person, we feel attracted to the individual. Some great individual comes, a Mahatma comes. You can't help but be drawn to that individual. So that kind of knowledge. That's why after this meeting of Vishwamitra and Sri Ram protected his yajna, he became so enlightened. He became so filled with spiritual energy that from then on, no one could have kept their eyes away from Sri Ram. They just wanted to be in his presence, to touch him, to be next to him. This is the power of the knowledge. So jate lagana kshudha pipasa atulita bala tej tanu teja prakasa. That knowledge, so he could have controlled hunger and thirst and would transform Sri Ram. 16 years old, this brahmachari would be transformed with this kind of knowledge. Tulsidas writes in the other Doha. Not only knowledge he gave him, but Vishwamitra Muni had a stockpile of weapons, divine weapons. Again, he could have used these weapons to destroy the Rakshas. But he made it as an excuse to pass his knowledge on to Sri Ram. As if he was passing on the knowledge, just acting the role. Ayudha sarva marma pike, Ayudha sarva samarpike, Prabhu nij ashram ani, Prabhu nij ashram ani. Kand mool phal bhojan, Kand mool phal bhojan, Deen bhagat hit jani, Deen bhagat hit jani. Siyavar Ramchandra ki jai sharanam. Ayudha sarva samarpi kai Prabhu nij asrama ani. So he pass on this knowledge and these divine weapons that he had to Sri Ram. And these, no, please, when I say this weapon, Sri Ram didn't have to physically fetch these weapons. These weapons can be kept in Mahabharata as well. These weapons can be kept at another location, but through the medium of the mantra, the Shishya, the person who has knowledge of how to activate these weapons, would chant the mantra and activate that weapon to use it. So he passed on all of these sacred weapons to Prabhu Sri Ram. Prabhu Nija Ashrama, and he asked Prabhu to come to his ashram. So one Rakshas was destroyed, but there were many other Rakshas. But he wanted to worship Prabhu Sri Ram. In our tradition, Atiti Deva Bhava. A guest is given that reverence like Dato Bhagavan. And he had the greatest guest. Came to him, Prabhu Sri Ram. So he took him to his ashram. Kanda Mula Phala Bhojana, and he fed him fruits, bulbs and roots. Deenha Bhagata Hitajani. He presented these fruits and roots and all his prasad, and perceiving Prabhu Sri Ram to be his greatest benefactor. How blessed was Vishwamitra Muni to have had Sri Ram as his guest in his ashram and to offer worship, offer prasad to Bhagwan Sri Ram. Sri Ram slept the night in the ashram, and early in the morning he told him, Vishwamitra Muniji, yajna tayar kijiye. All the Rakshas, they were just waiting. The heard Taraka was killed. Who are these two young boys that came and destroyed the most powerful Taraka? So they were waiting the next morning, probably to give a preemptive strike. But Sri Ram said, Vishwamitra Muniji, oh Mahamuni, please have everything ready and you start your yajna early in the morning. There's a reason why we do certain puja early in the morning. Brahma Muhurt. It's easy for us to control our mind in the morning. Around 3 a.m. to around 6 a.m. in the morning. That's the most conducive time for us to do meditation and worship. Brahma Muhurt. That is time is the sweetest sleep for most of us. It's natural. We pull the comforter a little tighter. Summertime is hot outside, the AC is on, and we just want to enjoy that moment. But for sadhus, that's the time. For bhaktas, that is the time we get up and do puja. So he said, Mahamuni, yajna tayar kijiye, main raksha karunga. Have everything ready for the yajna. Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Prat Kal Muni San Raghurayi. Prat Kal Muni San Raghurayi. Nirbhay Jagya Karahu Tum Jai. Nirbhay Jagya Karahu Tum Jai. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
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 Hom karan lage muni jhari. Hom karan lage muni jhari. आप रहे मख की रखवारी. श्री राम जय जय राम.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
श्री राम जय जय राम.
Shri Ram Jai Ram
जय जय प्रात काल मुनि सन रघुराई. So at daybreak, all in the morning, all his shishyas, all the other sadhus in the ashram of Vishwamitra Muni, they had all preparations ready for this yajna. Nirbhaya yajna karahu tum jai. Sri Ram said, go and perform your yajna fearlessly. Main raksha karunga. Homa karana lage muni jhari. So they had everything ready and they started. In yajna and Vedic worship, Havan is a very integral part. Havan must be performed a certain way. Apu rahe makaki rakhavari. You do your Havan yajna, I will protect this yajna. No one can come and disturb you. These are the words of Sri Ram. When Bhagwan is our protector, Bhagwan is always our protector, we forget sometimes and we worry about so many insignificant things. Will Bhagwan protect me in this situation? Will Bhagwan help me? Does he know what's going on in my life? Sab kuch jante hai. We always, sometimes we put a negative before Bhagavan. Will I be successful in this mission? No. Bhagwan will make me be successful. If I am not successful, he has a way of teaching me. If I can't make it this time, he will give me the strength next time so that I can be successful. Please put your trust in Bhagwan. As long as he's there, he's always there protecting us. As long as you feel his presence, do not entertain fear in your heart. But it's a human thing. We have fear for so many things. So, homa karana lage muni jhari apu rahe makiki rakhwari. I'm protecting your yajna. You don't have to worry. Now, in any Vedic worship, in any yajna, when yajna is done, there must be specially trained individuals who to conduct this yajna. So there must be 4 chaturhotri, 4 individuals who are trained to do specific job. I just want to talk about this part so we understand the importance of yajna. It's very important that we understand how Vedic worship should be performed. So these 4 hotri, the first one is called hota. The function of the hota is to invoke the different manifestations of Bhagwan through the medium of the Rig Veda. So this individual must master the Rig Veda. And this individual sits at a certain location around the huge Havan Kund. His job is to chant the mantras and invite the devas to come to accept the offerings. So that's the hota. Next we have Adhvaru. He plays a very important part in yajna. The function of the Adhvaru is to measure the size of the Havan Kund, where the Veda is supposed to be made. He has to ask for Vedic injunctions. He has to measure, know exactly how deep the Kund should be, how wide the all should be. Because the Havan Kund, when it's made according to the specification in the Veda, it attracts, the natural forces must come there. So special diagrams are drawn where the devas are invoked. So that's his job. And such an individual must study for many, many years under the guidance of Mahatmas. So his job is to prepare the Havan Kund and to measure the size of the Vedi. Not only that, measure the size of the Vedi, he has to build that altar as well. The specification and use the appropriate kinds of wood to build that altar. And he prepares all the vessels for the yajna. What kind of things they need for the yajna, what kind of thali, well, of course, it because of the thali and lota, but he should use different kinds of vessels in Vedic times. His job is to put that as well. His job is to fetch the specific kinds of wood to be burned in the Havan Kund. Not all kinds of wood. He has to go and find those specific kind of wood in the forest and have them ready for the yajna. His job is also to place the right amount of water in the vessels in the kalash. All different kinds of jal must be in the kalash there. His job is to oversee that. And his job also is to chant the Yajurveda. So we have Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda, and Tharva Veda. Yajurveda, most of the mantras we use for puja and yajna, most of the mantras for Havan are found in the Yajurveda. So his job is to light that Havan Kund, do invocation, and to chant the Yajurveda while he does it. Such an important job. Then Udghata, the third Vedic priest is Udghata, and his job is to chant the Samved. And the Samved is very melodious. All the ragas we sing from Samved. His job is to chant the Samved. And at the end of any Vedic worship, even now when Sthapana in a mandir is done properly, not very many places do it properly, we had the privilege to have our Panditji chanted mantras from all 4 Vedas, and each Veda has a distinct melody. Rig Ved melody is totally different from Yajurved. Yajurved has 2 sections. You must know this as a Hindu. I choose to talk about this in Marsuda. We must be proud of this culture. The Shukla Yajurved is used in the north. Gananantva Ganapati Gam Havamahi. Or for Prince came from India, used to chant like that. Any North Indian Pandit will chant like that. And in the south, it's more brisk, more energy. Gananantva Ganapati Gam Havamahi. The melody, the swara is different. This is our culture, pyare. You must know it. Only when we understand and then we'll be proud Hindus. Then this Samved. Ha hu ahamannam. The melody is totally different. And then the 4th person that's in charge of the yajna is called the Brahma. The person is called Brahma. Why? His job is to rectify any fault. Any mantras were chanted incorrectly, he has to rectify that fault immediately during the yajna. If they're chanting Purusha Suktam, Sasasirsha Purushaha, if the swara is not right, or if they mispronounce one of the consonants, he has to make sure that he takes care of that. That's his job, to oversee the chanting of the mantras with the appropriate swara. What a lofty tradition we have. What a unique tradition we have. But we're losing it, pyare. We are becoming more modernized. We are becoming Bhagwan jane hum kya banate hain. We're forgetting this ancient tradition of ours. So I choose to talk a little bit about this yajna. So this was the kind of yajna Vishwamitra Muni was performing. All his shishya and all his sadhus were there. You had the Udghata, you had the Brahma, you had the Advaru, you had all of these Vedic scholars were there, and he was performing yajna. So Shri Ram said, I'm protecting this yajna now. Go and do your yajna. So Zirasi writes in the Chaupai, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram
Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Suni Marich Nisachar Krodhi, Suni Marich Nisachar Krodhi, Lai Sahaya Dhava Muni Drohi, Lai Sahaya Dhava Muni Drohi. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama,
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Binu Parban Ram Tehi Mahara, Binu Parban, Binu Parban Ram Tehi Mahara, Sat Jo Jan Ga Sagar Para. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama,
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Suni Marich and Isachar Krohi. As soon as Marich heard the Vedic mantras, at the end of each Vedic mantra, Swaha in Shukla Yajurved or Swaha in Krishna Yajurved. We talked about this word just now. As soon as he heard that, Lai Sahaya Dhava Munidrohi, he immediately rushed to the scene like a storm with all his brakshas, all his friends, All his comrades came with him and they rushed to the scene where the yajna was going on. So while they rushed to the scene, I'll pause and talk about something important here now. You know, sometimes people invite people for puja. They have a puja in their home. Havan is going on. Panditji inside doing the puja. But some people do not go inside where the puja is going on. They prefer to sit outside in another room. I'll say it as it is. They're like marriage. Something must be said the right way. Accept it, what can I say? I'm already received. If you cannot come into the puja room and listen to this mantra, you're not in just like marriage. Because the moment they heard this mantra, they ran to the scene, they want to disrupt the yajna. I was doing a puja yesterday in all the way in, what's the place I went? About an hour and a half drive from here. Puja was going on. All the family members came and they were sitting outside. And they're talking outside. Just like marriage attitude. You can't come into the puja. We find it sometimes when the puja is going on, you can't come in. This person's come to you as a family, as a friend, invite you for the puja. And you come and you're sitting somewhere else and talking. If it's not marriage attitude, what else it is? The puja was all the way in Bolton. And they'll be talking outside and disrupting. It's just like the same thing. So we see the same kind of attitude in our world today. We must call it out. We're being too passive and we want to be too nice and we want to be... No, we want to treat everybody with love and respect. But certain things must be called out. For what is wrong must be called out. The moment they heard these Vedic mantras and swaha, they can't take it. These rakshas ran to disrupt the yajna. Why? There's no bhakti in their heart. There's no shraddha in their heart. For those who have shraddha, the moment you hear Ram, you hear Kirtan, you hear mantras, you hear Shank, you hear Ghanti, you want to know there's puja going on. Bhagwan's puja is going on somewhere. And when puja goes on, you can smell the prasad. You can smell the fragrance of the flowers. Havan goes on, you can smell it from a distance when Havan goes on. Of course, summertime is done outside. You can smell the burning of those incense in the Havan Kund. The smell from 2 or 3 blocks away, you can smell it. And those of us who smell that, or when we study the Valmiki ji and Sri Ram's discussion, those bhaktas who smell that offering and smell the prasad, they count themselves dhanya, blessed. So this is offerings done to Prabhu. I want to have some of that prasad. And people who are like Marich, when they go to the puja, they want to sit far. They don't want to come close when they hear it. And they'll talk, have their own conversation. Lai Sahaya Dhava Munidrohi came with all his rakshas, Marich, and all of them came. Just about to disturb the yajna. Binnu Parapana Ramate Himara. And Sri Ram took a headless arrow and hit him. Didn't destroy him. Satta Jo Janaga Sagara Para. And the power of the van, the arrow of Sri Ram, sent him about 800 miles away in the sea. Till around Mauritius area, based on a little discussion from Valmiki Ramayana, a little presentation, hit him from that till next to Mauritius. He came. It's the same Marich who was transformed as a result of the power of this barn, the power of this arrow Sri Ram. Later on, Ravan went to him and said, Marich, remember that Katha? Assume the form of a golden deer and go and distract Sita Devi. The Marich ne kaha, I know the power of Sri Ram's barn. Main nahi karunga Ravan. Ravan said, is either you do it or I'll kill you. We've been studying that on Tuesdays for Hanuman Katha. Then Marich decided to perform that role. So this is the power of Sri Ram's arrow. He was destroyed. He sent him 800 miles away. And the power of the arrow transformed him from a Rakshas. He became a devotee of Sri Ram. So he said, when Ravan tried to convince him to go and distract Sita Devi, he came to the conclusion, it is better for me to be killed by Sri Ram than to be killed by Ravan. This is the power of Sri Ram's arrow. We sing one more chaupai and conclude. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
पावक सरसुबाहु पुनिमारा अनुज निशाचर कटकु संहारा। श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम।
मारिय सुर द्विज निर्भयकारी स्तुति करहि देव मुनि झारी। श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम।
पावक सर सुबाहु पुनिमारा। Then Sri Ram with another arrow destroyed Subahu, another powerful Rakshas. Anuja Nisachara Katuka Samhara. Lakshmanji also took his powerful arrows and destroyed all the other Rakshas who came to disrupt the yajna of Vishwamitra Muni. Mariya Suradvija Nirbhayakari. They free the fear of all the sadhus. They destroy all the Rakshas and remove their fear. Astuti Karihi Deva Muni Jhari. And all the devas and saints and sages sang the praises of Sri Ram. So this is how Prabhu Sri Ram protected the yajna of Vishwamitra Muni. And he received knowledge from Vishwamitra Muni. Now, after he protected the yajna of Vishwamitra Muni and he received the knowledge, then they would move on. The Leela continues. Vishwamitra Muni later on would take him to... Where would he take him? Anyone? Let me see how many students of Ramayana we have here. Kaha le jayenge? Janakpur le jayenge. He'll take him to Janakpur for the Swayamvar of Janaki Ma. जी ऋषि के साथ गए इसीलिए मना नहीं किया. So they went there for the Swayamvar of Janaki Man. Of course, we'll continue the prasanga. This is the beauty of Ramcharitamanas. The Katha of Sri Ram. It's never ending, pyare. How many hundreds and thousands of times we heard it? We've heard it so many times. But when we listen to it, we have something new to learn. This is the Katha of Bhagavan Sri Ram. Boliye Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. So we'll sing one bhajan and we'll conclude. देख के तू पंजरे में पंछी काहे को मुस्काए. देख के तू पिंजरे में पंछी काहे को मुस्काए. हम सब है इस जग में कैदी तू ये समझ न आए. We are like prisoners in this world. Only the name Ram can set us free. Take Prabhu's name and you, as a matter of fact, we are free, but we feel we're bound. Only the name Ram, Ram, Ram. I urge you every day, anything you do, just say Ram, 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 Ram. You don't have to sing it, just say Ram, Ram, Ram. There's something magical about this name. Bhajan bina चैन न आए राम. भजन बिना चैन न आए राम. कोई न जाने कब हो जाए.
कोई न जाने सब हो जाए.
इस जीवन की शान. इस जीवन की शान. भजन बिना चैन न आए राम. भजन बिना चैन न आए राम. आस तो पगले
मोह माया की आस तो पगले,
होगी कभी ना पूरी पूरी, होगी कभी ना पूरी। करते करते भजन प्रभु का,
करते करते भजन प्रभु का,
मिट जाएंगी दूरी दूरी,
मिट जाएंगी दूरी।
हम भक्तों के, हम भक्तों के साथ साथ लो सब ही प्रभु का नाम।
भजन बिना चैन न आए राम,
भजन बिना
चैन न आए राम।
भजन है अमृत रस का प्याला, भजन है अमृत रस का प्याला। शाम सवेरे पीना पीना, शाम सवेरे पीना। इसको पी कर सारा जीवन,
इसको पी कर सारा जीवन,
मस्ती में तू जीना जीना, मस्ती में तू जीना। भक्ति कर तो, भक्ति कर तो बन जाएंगे अपने बिगड़े काम।
भजन बिना चैन न आए राम,
भजन बिना
चैन न आए राम।
कोई न जाने कब हो जाए,
कोई न जाने कब हो जाए,
इस जीवन की शान,
इस जीवन की शान।
भजन बिना
चैन न आए राम,
भजन बिना
चैन न आए राम।
बोलो राम 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 राधे
श्याम श्याम श्याम,
सीता राम 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 राधे
श्याम श्याम श्याम। बोलो राम 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 सीधे श्याम श्याम श्याम, सीता राम 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 राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम।
बोलो राम 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 राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम, सीता राम 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 राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम।
बोलो राम 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 राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम, सीता राम 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 राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम।
बोलिए रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। The name Ram is so infectious. When we sing it, we just want to keep singing it all the time. So as I said at the beginning of the bhajan, just chant Prabhu's name. Because in Kali Yuga keval namadhara. We can't sit to meditate, pyare. We can't sit long on the ground. There's pain in the knee. We call Pandit ji, मुझे home हवन कराना चाहता हो. I hear it all the time. Pandit ji go there, has everything prepared. The यजमान 5 मिनट के बाद मैं थक गया पंडित जी क्या करूँ. पंडित जी क्या करना? What Pandit ji can do? The yajman becomes tired quickly. Kalyug. So we can't sit for worship. Not like Satyug, Treta, or even Dwapar. Kalyuga keval naam adharat. Take Bhagavan's name. And even this we find difficult. Say Ram Ram. We're going to say Ram Ram because say Ram Ram, our hand is here. No. Are Ram Ram kahenge? To aisa karo. Ram Ram. Or Ram Ram kahakar haso. Just smile. Because there is something magical about his name, Ram. So just chant Prabhu's name, Pyare. Nothing more you have to do. Anything you do. Get up in the morning, brush your teeth before you put Colgate on your toothbrush, children, Ram Ram. You brush. When you finish, rinse them out, Ram Ram. Go to your puja room. If you're in a rush, ready to go to school, they're always in a rush, I know it. They're always in a rush in the morning. Run to your puja room, Ram Ram. Eat your breakfast. Before you put it in your mouth, Ram Ram. You run to the bus or run to the car, Ram Ram. Look how many times you said Ram Ram already. 15 times already. And every time we say Ram, every time we call Bhagavan's name, right? Based on the count of the akshara, Ram Ram, you're saying like, all we say twice, you're saying 108 times. This is the mahima of Ram Nam. So just a few times, like you're doing one whole bead job. And every bead you do japa, we remove some negativities inside Pyare. Our heart becomes a little tender, little more love, little more caring. We remove some of the mal, some of the, the dirt that we have in there. Take Ram's name, nothing else. Aarti karenge. Some of you may have received the temple's email, and there's a special event coming up in the mandir from 14th, 15th, and 16th of July. Thus, Arjuna will be reading 3 sessions of Puja and Katha in celebration of his 16th birthday. I kindly ask of you, please come and give me your blessings. That's all I'm asking. Come and give me your blessings so that he may continue to follow this path. We want the young children, without them understanding our dharma, without them practicing our dharma, then what will happen when we're gone? So we need to encourage them. Whatever little we know, we pass that knowledge on to them so they can continue in this tradition. So please make a note of that. We'll have some flyers printed. Those who receive the mandir's email, please make a note, 14th, 15th, and 16th of July. He'll be conducting 3 sessions. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Just come and give him your blessings, please. Boliye Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. There's Priti Bhoj after Arati. Next Saturday is Purnima, full moon, and every Purnima there is Satyanarayana Bhagavan Puja in the mandir. So next Saturday from 6:30 p.m. Please know the mandir is open every Saturday now since the beginning of 2023 from around 12:30 around noon time until 6 p.m. we do Arati every Saturday. Many devotees have been requesting. So Arjuna and some of his other friends, other bhaktas, they're in charge of that. The mandir is open every Saturday. Please pass the word around. Darshan for Bhagavan Sri Ram Hanumanji. We have the Adityadi Navgraha Devata Murti. Last Friday we did Sthapana. We have Shani Dev Murti there. We have a special little Murti for any Hanuman Murti. We have the little, any Hanuman Mandir rather, that special Murti where we apply the special Chandanan Hanumanji. So all these, we want to make sure that we do everything that we're supposed to do in the mandir for Hanumanji. So please make a note of all of these activities as are going on. I hope to see you next Saturday for Satyanarayana Bhagavan Puja. Satyanarayana Bhagavan ki jai. Please stand everyone. We'll conclude Aarti. Prakrishta papanashaya prakrishta phala siddhaye prakshinam karomisham prasida parameshwara. Please come to Aarti. Aarati Shri Ramayan Ji ki Kirati Kalita Lalita Siyapi ki
Aarati Shri Ramayan Ji ki Kirati Kalita Lalita Siyapi ki
Pavat Brahma ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद
गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद
वाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद
वाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद
शुक सनकादिशेष अरुसारद
सुख सनकादिशेष अरुशारद
बरनि पवन सुत कीरति ने की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश
गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश
छहो शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस
छहु शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस
मुनि जन धन संतन को सर्वस
मुनि जन धन संतन को सर्वस
सारा अंश समथ सब के
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
गावत संतत शंभु भवानी
गावत संतत शंभु भवानी
अरुघट संभव मुनि विज्ञानी
अरुघट संभव मुनि विज्ञानी
व्यास आदि कविवर्ज बखानी
व्यास्यादि कवि वर्ज भकानी
कागभूषण दिगरुद के ही की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
कलिमल हरनि विषय रस पीकी
कलिमल हरनि विषय रस पीकी
शुभग सिंगार मुक्ति जुबती की
सुभग सिंगारी मुक्त जुबती की
दलन रोग भाव मूली अमी की
धन रोग भव मूर्यमी की
तात मात सब विधित ऋषि की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम
सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम
सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम
सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम
सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम 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 सीताराम राम राम सीताराम राम राम राधे श्याम 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 राधे श्याम 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 राधे श्याम 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 राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम
राधे श्याम 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 राधे श्याम 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 राधे श्याम 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 राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम
सीताराम हनुमान सीताराम हनुमान सीताराम हनुमान सीताराम हनुमान। ॐ त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव मन्त्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दन यत्पूजितं मया देव परिपूर्णं तरस्तु मे। ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ द्यौः शान्ति अन्तरिक्षं शान्ति पृथ्वी औषधय शान्ति वनस्पतय विश्वदेव शान्ति ब्रह्मा शान्ति सर्वगं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। बोलिए रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। जगदम्बे मैया की जय। हर हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। सनातन धर्म की जय। Please take Harati everyone. Come, I'll give you Panchamrit and Prasad. Please have some pretty pose also before you leave.